Hey everybody, my name is Woven or Wovenite. If you here right now is my socials. If you like to follow me on any of those, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for checking out these videos and always being there and checking out, just whatever vibe I'm going through. Here's also make sure to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you like to see more. And hope you enjoy the video. All right, bye everybody. Enjoy the video. Oh man, my dang back and vocal cords. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Gant and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Fucking liar, I hate you. I know you're scared of Gant, but don't be scared of that freaking orange suit idiot. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana... If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Lana, I'm gonna drag the truth out of you, kicking and screaming if I have to. Hold it! How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. Hold it! But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Oh. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... Hold it! Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Hold it! You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck inside the victim's body. What? Well, that's definitely a lie. But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Miss Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is true, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. Hold it. No, you didn't. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? Then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You have always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Very well. Let's add this to the witness testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. I want to get both. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. Okay, so I got both of them. No, wait, it changed. Hold it. Pieces of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had already shattered to pieces. If you look at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. But it's not there. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Hold it. So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Which she kind of did with the jar. You know what? Hold on. Let me go back. And I'm going to do the knife one, and I want to see what she has to say to that one. Okay, and I'm going to press her on this one. Hold it. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did. Well, she's definitely lying on this one. Stabbed in the back. Objection. I'm not sure I follow. Dang. Okay, well, since she's gonna be annoying about this. Then what would actually be the thing to hit her with? Or you know what? The knife thing didn't come up. Like, Emma didn't commentate on the knife thing. So let me go back and let me do the jar one. Okay, so the knife one didn't help me out, but the jar one is the one that Emma commented on. So that was clearly the right one. And then we pressed her on this and Emma said, that doesn't sound right. Which makes sense because if it shattered during the struggle, then how in the hell would Emma be written on it? So I'm going to present this. Okay, I'm right. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must have not yet been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order, order. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Alright, round 2. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. You didn't get them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Hold it. So the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Judge, shut up. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar? Normally I would have. Hold it. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, do you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. Hold it. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in this situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. Hold it. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. The detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of luminol whenever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. But you didn't, though. Hold it! So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I feel like I'm trying to think, right? Because it's definitely, well, there's obviously a contradiction here, but I wish I was, I guess you would say, better and like easily remembering everything. This is a handprint, right? Yeah, someone left behind an oil stain on the fabric. Whoever it was, they must have had a really oily hand. Mr. Wright, think about it scientifically. Huh? A more likely explanation is, a person slipped and fell on a freshly waxed floor, getting wax all over their hand. Well, that would account for this amount of oil, I guess. It happens, you know. I always slip on the floors of school after they're waxed. Interesting. Since you're here, do you have anything to say about this book? Never mind, we can't check the book on like the whatever. Okay, so I think she is lying. Oh, not hold it. I meant to present, my bad. Because I could just do the jar again because you clearly didn't get all of them. Because Gant had one in his safe, so you're obviously wrong. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals the truth you are unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? Because it was there. I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply misplaced a piece? Objection. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Huh, can you really believe it? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dog downstairs, Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer that? No. Ah, we got the judge to break. Let's go. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived on the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence? But why would Chief Grant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. Oh dang, she bit her thumb. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foulest lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? I know, really. She bit that hard. She was Attack on Titan biting that thing. Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Just shut up! Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana might be right after all. What do you mean, right? So, do you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind her back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Miss Marshall, or Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time. All right. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana says she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her. Yeah, I got a book. There must be a picture in there somewhere. I mean, I got this book. Oh, now I can investigate the book? Oh, she did have a picture in here. You little minx. Hey, there's a picture here. Well then. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this, because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged everything. Mr. Wright, that piece cut off from his vest, could that be the cloth we found inside Gant's safe, which I have in my inventory that she doesn't know about? Oh Lord. This is a handprint, isn't it? Yeah, I know it's yours, but we're gonna reveal that. That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whoever's fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Oh, Lord. Lana ain't gonna like this evidence, I know for a fact. Huh? Gant? Come now, Unji. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant? What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. Objection! I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Eat a dick. Go sit back down. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt? Is this true, Mr. Wright? I mean, I do. If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have more evidence presented now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Shall I present the piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? No, I think I might as well. Yes, Your Honor. I do have further evidence. Alright, the time has finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the Chief's. It's not. Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Take that. It's a piece of leather cloth. Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it. Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. What? Whose fingerprints are on these? I'm sure Rido has checked. Haven't you? Well, whose are they? They're Miss Skies. Miss Emma Skies. What? They're mine? So I really did do it. See, I told you it was conclusive. Objection! But this was found in your safe. That means it's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. Do you really expect me to believe that? Objection again. But give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death. No. It appears we have our killer. No. I didn't think... No. I didn't think I would get game over like this. Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana alone was found guilty on all counts. What? That makes no sense. Well, I didn't want to be held in the quarries. Fine. I guess I won't show it then. Now I gotta speedrun this shit now. I didn't know how bad it was gonna tell me to screw off if I said no. Okay, so I might have to press on certain stuff. Alright, back to speedrunning. I'm mad because I feel like that was like the final say-so too. Mm-hmm. Yep. It seems I was first serious I've ever seen. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we saw this. Yeah, huh? Don't worry, Lana. I'll speedrun back. Don't worry. I broke off tip of Darth's plant. Yep. You did what? Everybody's like, but why? Why'd you move the body? In more detail. Mm-hmm. Hold it on the plan. Which it wasn't. Again. Yep, which there's contradiction on that one. Back up. I'm calling you out, Emma. Or not Emma. Lana. It wouldn't be a, Woven right stream without me failing on the most pivotal moment. More information on the jar. I'm trying to speed run this as fast as possible. New information. Luckily, I already know which one to get her on. But you didn't get them all. Because there was one in Can't Safe. She's lying. Objection again. Speed, like, going through this is very funny. You just hear, objection, objection, objection. It's very funny. It's funny that we managed to, like, crack the judge, too. He's like, no. Okay. Well, he broke the jar, took a piece. Fabricating. Okay. She did the Attack on Titan bite thumb, or thumb bite. And me thinking about it's like, wait a minute. It's like, okay, what if I play along with this trap? Also, it's really dumb to have Gant just come back. Watch, I guess maybe the trial's going longer or long, and he just came back from lunch. Okay. Yep, and this is where we get the photo. Don't worry, I'm almost caught up. Photo. And then we get the little patch in his vest that's missing. Which I didn't know that I was not supposed to do to present the vest thing. Because I think, was it last time I didn't present something, I got penalized for it, and I lost the case? Alright, found when bodies impaled on the suit of armor. Oh. Yeah, and this here where Gant come in. Objection! Urka! Welcome in, Raiders. How was Ground Zero? Welcome in. For anyone who does not know me, my name is Woven or Woven Knight. I'm a variety streamer, also really loves horror games. Hi Sakura, welcome in. And Jor, welcome in. How was Ground Zero? Demo was fun? Oh, nice. Hi Horror Junkie. Also, Urka has a costume. Oh, they wear a costume today? Let me give everybody a shout out real quick that came in. Thank you for shouting out Urka, I appreciate it. Okay, I think that's everybody that didn't get half. And definitely not. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Okay, and Joe got his immediate shout out. Okay, so I think we're good. Oh, chips and queso. I'm gonna definitely need it because this Gant guy is getting on my nerves. And we're on the last trial. We're literally on the last thing. It took us this long to get here. This is the longest case ever. And right now I'm speed running back to where I got the game over. Which is right here. So y'all made it just in time. Also, if anyone needs doing post-stream self-care, special Erica included, then please do so. Gant was the bane of my existence game. Yeah, I hate Gant so much. Alright, so last time I showed the evidence and it got me a game over because I thought it was what the game wanted me to do, but the game wanted me to not show evidence, so be really unfaithful to, I guess, the law thing. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't press it. Or present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence? This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. The box, you opened it. And I object. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? You admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her? I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I don't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jaw fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Ho ho ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. Hi, Cardi. Welcome in. Yes, we have Edgeworth in here. He is our assisting man, our prosecutor. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off from the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna show it. Or, I have a better idea. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. I have a better idea. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. I'm gonna present this book. It's probably not the right answer. Mr. Edgeworth, your opinion, please? I think Mr. Wright's humor has improved at the expense of his defense. Better polish up on your defense, Mr. Wright. Come on, Mr. Wright. You remember that thing with the murderer's handprint on it, don't you? There's no way around it, Mr. Wright. Now, let's try this one more time. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. I'm scared to show the hand. I'm scared to show the handprint because I'm afraid it's gonna say it's a game over again. And then I'll have to do all this all over again, which I don't want to do. This game is great. Besides Gant being a dickhead. Maybe... Fine. I'll let you have it then, Gant. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it into the open. Thank you for the day there, printer. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must be a strong impact for it to have been left so clearly. You mean, it could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Ho ho ho. You're as slow in the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that. Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. Take that. Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, ho, 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 ho. You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, and yet you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you monster? Miss Sky? You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ah, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Hi, Sammy. Thanks for self-care. I appreciate it. Ugh. I'll stretch real quick. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? No. I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. But Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Oh ho ho. It's fun watching you squirm, Mido. This piece of evidence does indeed seem to contradict something. Your outward appearance of your mental sanity. Damn it. If this cloth was cut from Prosecutor Marshall's chest after he died, then something's definitely not right about it. It's too late to turn back now. You're the only one who can put an end to this, right? Because I was using the book because it's like, well, technically it wasn't checked by prosecutors, so we can't technically have it as evidence. It bears prints to Emma, but is it really? Well, it's probably simpler, and I'm probably overthinking it, which, you know, wouldn't be the first time. Because I think it happened last time where I overthought the big thing, and it was just very much simpler than that. So maybe I'm not. Well, I guess the only thing I can relate to it is this. Wait a minute. We have no idea if the handprint was after the push or not. So I am going to present this, actually. And what exactly is that supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood that's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured, blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait, there's no blood on it. What all do you have for evidence? Oh, when I was looking through stuff, I was like, the only thing I had left to the leather thing was the photo. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just see if it works. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Skye? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Though the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Objection. Oh, that was close, Rido. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order! Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Unji? Earlier, old Rido here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Rido? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, the cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Thank you for appreciating me. I appreciate you too. Oh, did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laughs on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I did not. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal. Objection! I wasn't done talking. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean, you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Unji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of law, then do so now. Perfectly. The Book of Law, of Evidence Law. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence Law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at the point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Objection! Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes. No. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate this case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker. As he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand this all over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint? On Detective Gumshoe's locker? I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They did their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, and believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's about time to say goodbye. Oh, Unji. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Anji. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Rido here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. But when this trial's over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. Huh? I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
Oh, it was nothing. Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Right to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Skye.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Trust me, I know. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, not guilty. Finally, it's over. That is all. This court is adjourned.
And of course, ads are going to pop up in a minute. That's so rude. Ugh. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Oh, I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, are you? Making a detective run around all around while on duty? And top it off, you called me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Lana. Should you be doing this?
I'm sorry, sir, blah blah. I appreciate it, Sam. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell her if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Aunt to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were the only one, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. And hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on to our brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Me?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here.
Hi, Edgeworth. Where was he hiding?
I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Yeah.
What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own.
This one?
That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership.
Huh?
Mr. Wright, It seems you still have a lot to learn as well. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know, it seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I'd better be going too. Okay, but I'll be able to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis, I will. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it might be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Hi, Cade, welcome in. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Right here is the one who will be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Objection! And that's the end. That's fully the end of the game now. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days as the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. So we get little ending things for everybody. Oh, I can't believe this game was so long. Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the police office. If we paralyzed you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. Dun, 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 dun. Dun. Oh, well, I know for a fact that, I think probably in November, maybe I'll start the new goal. My mission is to guard the main entrance, take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today.
I'll show them though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. Then I could be like that Dick Gumshoe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait to do the the community challenges for Phoenix Wright again, just to give my voice like a good break, probably like a month or so. Plus, I'm probably gonna make it just as high as last time. That way, y'all have something to spend on. But thank y'all so much for joining me on this wild ride through all the Phoenix Wright stuff. And I'm finally done. It took me way longer than I thought, but we cleared it. Apparently this case and one of the cases in the second game are the only really long cases in the trilogy. So I'll have to definitely look up what that is. What is it? Miss Star managed to sneak this in for me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina her smile back. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? But yeah, I think I know who we're going to read. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. Oh, another bento. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. The top layer tastes bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Yeah, I'll try not to. Okay, so Thursday, we'll be picking up my road to RE9 continuing. And since we got done with Phoenix Wright, I think what I'm going to do, I'll never forget what the young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I better be. Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Yeah, so I think Resident Evil will definitely take the forefront of Phoenix Wright. And I'll just be barreling through as many RE games I can, especially, you know, since it's October. Why not keep going with the spooky stuff? So I hope you are excited for me. Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm full-fledged spirit medium. Mr. Maya, afternoon, training's about to begin. Coming. Well, see you around, Nick. Oh, don't worry. We'll definitely see you next time, Maya. I'm definitely miss you. This is just the first one, right? Because there are at least 3. Yeah, this is the... I have the trilogy. So, this was just the first game, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. Huh? What's going on? Yeah, so second game will be, what was it? I think it's Trials and Tribulations, which I think is the second one. And it has a much more different mechanics in it that I would have to work through. Oh, there's Emma. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh. Aww. And that's the photo.